I hit the button.
Did you?
And we're live. Hey everybody, it's Ace Attorney, the game that we're playing. Hi, it's us, Josh and Supes, and we're doing it. Okay, cool. My tweet did work. Excellent. I made all of these different like tweet buttons, and I just don't use them. So let me hit the history button. Remember exactly what we're doing. The significance will become... Okay, right. We're
talking to the lady, the English woman.
Yeah, she was adding to her statement that... The witness's last statement, what was it? Oh, right. They both had a glass of water. But there was only one glass of water. Hold the fuck on.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes?
That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, it's odd. Very odd. Dear me, what is odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryounosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you?
Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. Which is a wild sentence if you think about it for too long. But if that's true... there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Also, just in case, it's not only on my end, you were crackling a little bit. In a weird crackling way. I don't know, that's just me though. I might just have a shit Discord today.
Is this how I'm sounding? I can't tell.
There's like a weird to it, you know?
Is it because I'm eating chips?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like a technological thing.
Well, I'm not hearing it right now through myself, although it's kind of hard to hear with the game. Hi,
Mulligai.
It is
welcome.
Early. Hey, let me know if there's a crackling thing going on, Mulligai. I have to turn this off. I can't talk while listening to myself. It's impossible.
Yeah, I can hear it, but it might just be my headset, I guess. Might be Discord. Sometimes these things happen.
Alright, yeah, just, Mulligai, let me know if my voice is coming through crackly, and I'll do some stuff. You read this.
Objection!
I did.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of
I didn't read it. Haha, I've tricked you.
Oh no. Absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Okay, thank you, Mulligai. Sounds like it's probably Discord then.
Yeah. Oh well. Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence?
Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try and tell me that you can clink with only 1?
What is the sound of 1 glass clinking?
You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table.
Inspector! What did the lady say?
It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What?
Because there was poison in it.
It was also terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying.
Good gracious!
What is... Sorry? Now, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just murdered the lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray? What? That's absurd. Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No, this can't be put down to mischief.
That's right, you're crossing this speaks English instead of Japanese English. Yes,
Yeah, I know,
she
it's crazy.
speaks cursive.
She speaks cursive. which
I'd
is
like to
impossible
know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Aha!
Oh, like a thing that you could have put a gun inside? A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency. A small hand-held pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. I
Trying to confuse us with facts and logic. What a fucking
No more
idiot.
pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Well...
No.
I don't know, really.
If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance.
Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's... the handbag.
The handbag.
Wait! The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see.
The gun's a small item.
A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun.
All right.
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor.
It is. There are some Dahlia Hawthorne vibes here.
As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
It's too bad they didn't have ballistics back then. They could have looked at the fingerprint of the gun on the bullet.
the guns for it's like
You can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Jezaille Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No!
Order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask.
Do you think so, Kazuma?
No, maybe.
Jesus. Are you good, man?
No,
what a
he's been
sorry
coughing
situation.
blood for like hours.
Clearly you have no faith in the police. Eh? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because... it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. It was a see-through fucking bag. Why is there a... Why does he have, like, a tattoo of a bull on his hand?
Ooh, what does that mean?
I don't know.
He's English, so it's not because he's a yeehaw Texan.
Yeah, I know. Texas, I don't think existed yet, maybe. Well, no, how Texas...
When the
was Texas
1800s?
one- Texas
Yes, it
was
did.
one of- yeah. This print is a photograph I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag.
Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside.
That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah! As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Oh. He's down.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm just gonna start skipping over them when they only say order.
Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once.
Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph... excuse me. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. Can I take a look at that real quick? Just a real quick one.
All right.
Can I... Oh, I can't actually click on any of this stuff. I can just bring up the magnifying glass. Yeah, that certainly does just appear to be like an upside-down bull, which is weird.
It's definitely a bull. It's a bull shape, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a bull's head. But why? What does it
But why?
mean?
What
We
does
don't
it-
know yet.
What does it mean?
We'll find out, won't we? Was it there on... What could have been a bull head shape
I don't know.
that he would have
that's the
burned
thing.
himself on? We don't have it yet. It'd have to be a new thing,
Would it
I'm
be
pretty
the-
sure.
Pistol? No.
He was on the Chicago Bulls.
My god.
Big fan of the Chicago Bull.
I was hoping I could, like, observe her, but I guess not. I was like, maybe she has something bullshit
Yeah,
on her. I don't know.
We knew the time period, Molo guy. That's just why I was calling Steven a fucking idiot for thinking Texas didn't exist.
Fair. I think you read that.
It's not like this was in 1812. I didn't. You interrupted me twice by bringing up that fucking menu.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry enough.
That's
Anyways.
probably fair.
The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I'm satisfied there's no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there was only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Oh, Kazuma also looks defeated. That's not good.
Oof.
Kazuma?
I'm sorry, Ryounosuke.
What?
Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it? I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There was no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma?
What?
Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around?
You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
It's past noon already. That smug little.
Ryounosuke and Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before
Yes!
me, I hereby find you. Don't cut me off until I'm done with my box. You
Wait!
babu.
Your Excellency.
Ryounosuke!
I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection!
His amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Yes! Your Excellency, just a moment ago, you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
This is a blatant straw clutching. Look at the photograph. Look at this photograph.
Every time I
do
do, it makes me laugh.
All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryounosuke.
I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny.
I really don't see how this is going to, we don't have anything that means this, I don't think.
However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
I don't know, Blood Adept. We don't know why fucking Watson has a goddamn thing on his wrist. It's weird. What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect.
This is a really good
Amazing.
animation.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, let's take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You identify the court where this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
I mean, it's gotta be that. I just don't know what it
Fuck
means.
is this thing? Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true.
It's the most intimidating that any judge has looked at any Ace Attorney game. I
It's
know,
crazy.
right? Super good.
It's almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Eh?
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it on his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. The more I...
That's the judge.
Mm-hmm. I know, because I read that it said judge at the top. You know? You know?
You know, I thought it might be a
You know?
bull, but it, like, I'm wondering if it's like the fucking goose nose.
That would be way bigger than that mark is.
I know. That's
What?
why I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what it would be other than a bull, because a bull doesn't necessarily make sense.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark.
Who gave this coroner a job? Who knows? There's a lot of really bad people bad at their jobs in Ace Attorney games. It's like, oh, we didn't think that was important, so we just put it. We just threw it
we
away.
just didn't mention it. Put it in the garbage.
However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean of the other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. That's not suspicious at all.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Ryounosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure.
The hat is a swan.
Yeah.
Swan hat.
But if I don't keep pushing, then
Swan
it's
hat.
all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful.
Yes, you're right.
I am?
It's better than you being put to death. If we can just link that burn to this case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid without evidence I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
Oh, wait. Okay, well, I'll see if this comes up.
But what if we had evidence? Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case. Then would you allow it?
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Are we gonna make her testify about it? Yes, deep breath. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what the burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Is it... No, that's a number.
It seems unlikely.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the back of it had something, but it doesn't seem that way. Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears the pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like this spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on the badges. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something. Okay, so I don't think it's that. This is just... No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Single bullet. It couldn't be a bullet mark, because that would be crazy.
Do we have a picture of the gun?
I don't think so. Nobody has submitted the gun into evidence. Yeah. Like, presumably we have the gun. Okay, this doesn't seem to have anything on him. Wait, his business card. This doesn't have anything on him. Yeah, because I'm just, like, looking for anything that would be the right
Because I'm trying to
shape.
just think of anything that would be, like, hot.
Oh! The plate! The plate!
A gun would be. The plate. Oh, the plate. It's
The
right
plate.
there. It's a hot plate. A hot plate. We figured it out before you said anything, Mulligai. Eat
Ha-ha.
shit.
Yes!
Yes! I'm just like, I'm looking for this shape anywhere.
What's this, Council? Yet another print.
Yes, Your Excellency, I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans
It's
look
a
at a
bowl
scene, we
shape.
miss things. It was a bowl. But in a photograph, things
bowl.
we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Sorry, I
This
forgot
is
this was
still
me.
you.
Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say?
To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Well, to be fair, Blood Adept, she wasn't originally part of this trial. We didn't know she was there because the police were hiding her. So, she like, it's obviously a lie anyways, but she legitimately may have had a meeting because she got subpoenaed like last minute.
She got subpoenaed like
So.
an hour ago. Actually, the
Like an
point is the
hour
metal
ago.
plate the steak was served on.
The plate. Ah!
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. Ah! The emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ah!
Ryounosuke, you genius. Kiss
You're
me.
spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. While the steak was still hot even.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
Oh, thank you, Kazuma.
It's me! Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosanaga?
I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. Oh shit, was he already dead for a little bit when he got shot? And that's why he was burned? Oh. And could that
Maybe.
be maybe that's why Inspector Hosanaka's bleeding, because he drank, maybe he was actually poisoned. Which
Well, why
I think
else did she take the glass with her?
Yeah. I mean, I did say that I think I said that a while ago too, but I forgot about it until this
Correct.
second. Which would explain why he's been bleeding from the mouth this whole time. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. It was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds.
It's inconceivable the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been
'Cause he was already
investigating at the
dead when
restaurant
he
for
got
several
burned.
weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a
Centigrade?
waiter!
Yes!
Yes! There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, Anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that.
And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it.
That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
What are you suggesting?
Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day...
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would without any question have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
I almost don't believe it. Ryounosuke, do you think?
Can it
Yeah,
really be
he
true?
does.
I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead.
Was already dead. He was bred the whole time.
No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead.
Already.
dead?
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness.
Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Ouchie. It's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, this court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But Your Excellency.
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I'm prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Fuck you.
What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially
There it is.
if it helps relations
I was
between my
wondering.
country and yours.
I was wondering when she's gonna stop pretending to not speak Japanese.
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese?
She's an exchange student.
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country, after all.
But then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English,
is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking your vulgar tones as much as possible. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen, so I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Oh, well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words.
Queen's English is the normal English but in cursive.
About the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
So
She
we're finally
continues
going
to
to-
deep throat the boots.
So we're finally going to... Shut up. So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryounosuke.
That's a really long intro case. Witness testimony.
Dude, this case has been going on for a while.
It's really,
Luckily, it's been good and not
good,
bad.
though. It's not a clown. It's not the clown case. The victim's death.
You're a clown case.
Unfortunately,
Don't tell
I
me
have
things
no
I already
idea when
know.
the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem reports show no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
I was just about to pick up on this katana. Kazuma appears behind her.
I
That
can't tell if this is
Most
sarcastic.
captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
Easy does it.
I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming language. Oh, forgive me, I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Oh!
Not at all, not at all. It's a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Huh? Thanks?
That's almost certainly
Was-
not how you
was
would
that a
pronounce
prayer,
that
then?
in British. Amen? No one has
Amen.
ever said amen.
Amen.
What are you doing?
Amen.
What's going on? Are you having a stroke? Can't just do that. Can't just say shit.
I love
Well,
how
you
when
have
she
to
started
forgive
saying,
the-
man, I fucking hate Japan, Ouchie was immediately like, yes, must kiss ass harder. And the judge was like, I see. Sure. Sorry.
Well, then you have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
He's ready.
Yes, Your
He's doing it.
Excellency.
Well, I would hope that this is the weakest case, Mulligan. I hope they didn't start with the best case and then go, and the rest are
I hope,
garbage.
I hope the rest of the game isn't. We haven't even met Herlock Sholmes yet.
We haven't met Herlock Sholmes.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Cross-examination. Victim's death. Fortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the raider brought my steak, the professor and I have raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the postmortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Why do you know about that? But we'll start with that.
Yes!
Yes! Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes! Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of
Do you
trauma...
know what British people sound like?
Yes.
Yes is nothing. That's like a Borat accent. What are you doing?
As there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, you wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. Also, apparently your blinking avatar is being wacky.
Hold on, sorry. I'll try to not blink so much. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
Attention!
And yet, the fact is, the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right.
Ah. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back to that when we get some more evidence.
If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's
poison.
inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Yes!
Yes, they wouldn't. Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Oh, this is when we start to get doing this.
What is this?
So this is a mechanic that was in the Layton and Phoenix Wright crossover, where, like, they'll have multiple witnesses, and sometimes something one witness will say will contradict another one, or something the witness will say will make the other one provide some testimony. It's a cool little mechanic.
It doesn't even occur to your naive
I see.
detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand. Ha ha! Killer
You're not
blow!
trying very hard then.
The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. Wait, no, that is
He's
you.
actually admitting our police
I'm
may
sorry.
be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie's finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't quite seem right. You gonna tell me how to do that?
What do you think, Ryounosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
Well, Blood Adept, we don't know yet. Josh and I suspect he's poisoned, but we don't
suspect
know.
he got poisoned by the poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. But, because the dude was dead, right? Dr.
Yep.
Wilson was
Yep.
dead already. So we know that. He died without leaving a trace, as Brett has alluded to, which already smacks
It smacks of
poison.
poison.
smacks of poison. The only thing he consumed was a glass of carbonated water after they had a toast.
Right.
And she took the glass with her. She like put it in her handbag, which is very
This
suspicious.
is a weird thing to do.
So that combined with the fact that he is my man Hasunaga is over here coughing up blood, makes us think that he got poisoned somehow. either on purpose or by happenstance.
But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma?
I'm sorry, I was thinking about something else. What, Ryounosuke?
There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me.
Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett?
Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective.
Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe.
No. Don't look into it ever again. Alright, I have an idea.
Never question me.
Try pressing her on that last statement one more time.
If you think so, but...
But this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of that detective.
Alright then, I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. No idea. Of course, countries.
Yes!
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 Inferior? What do you mean by that? Lands the blah 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 blah. Isn't that so? Yes, I'm going to kiss your whole ass! There we go.
Let me get up in there!
Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Yes, there it is again!
Yeah, he yells yes. Apparently it was it's hi in the Japanese.
Hi.
You know, he says hi. But I also think it's weird that he just yells yes. It's kind of, it's very strange.
Before. Why?
Especially when, like, someone's like, of course, that would make you guilty, and he wants to cut him off, and he goes, yes! And it's like, so you are? Oh. Up until, okay would have been acceptable. That okay would have been really funny. Okay. Like, really
Okay.
passive-aggressive, you know? Steven, how do you feel about if he yelled okay?
Okay.
I'd like it. Okay.
Okay.
Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. That could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, she's a raging bitch. When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down.
You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
Staring at his hand like, am I gonna die from all this blood? It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought.
Sorry, pursue?
I'll explain how to do it now, Ryounosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker.
What marker? Oh, that one.
At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. I love that Kazuma's just like very intensely like tutorial time. But by moving the marker left and right with the D-pad left, D-pad right, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with A button. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around.
Alright then, so
Which
first I
again
should
you can
move the
do with
marker across
D-pad
with the
left and
D-pad
D-pad right.
and
Then you
focus on the
press the
detective.
A button.
Then pursue him
Then-
with A button and see what's on his mind. Here we go.
Yes, pursue him with the A button. After you've used D-pad left to D-pad right.
Wait.
I'm
Wait.
hitting the button. Let me do it.
D-pad right.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What the? What's the meaning of this? Excuse me is real good.
Make sure you know how to.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply.
Excuse me. Make sure you know how to use the D-pad, Ryounosuke. Don't confuse it with the D-bag. Stupid.
That's him
Yeah,
on
I
the
don't know why
stand over
Cosmo
there.
just walking around with a sword. He just is. It's
just
great,
is.
though. It's amazing. He's just too cool to not have one. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say.
If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court.
Objection!
No, what is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not.
Hmm?
The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes?
do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett?
Do it to her, Hosonaga.
Well, yes. If you don't mind, I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Oh,
Excuse me?
Clean yourself up, man. You're bleeding, Inspector Hosonaga.
a crime scene thief?
Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there.
Take this, for example. That's the fucking... Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day of question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water, I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle, I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. Someday there will be a goofy man in a green jacket who will save the world.
I can't say I can... Yeah, he definitely drank from it. That's why
Yeah,
he's
for
dying.
sure.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
Carbonated water bottle has been entered into the court record.
Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
He single-throatedly solved the case.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination.
I'm just gonna check this bad boy out real quick. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma?
I think it's French. A stupid dead language. This must be very expensive water.
Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking.
Then go to France and ask.
You could just say that you don't know.
I know everything, I just hate you.
So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had.
It looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now.
You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going.
No, Ryounosuke, you can't do that. One thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence.
Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we?
You never cease to amaze me, Ryounosuke. It More ways than one.
I wonder, could there be anything in this water?
What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden.
I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything I can actually click on here to, like, say, aha, it's poison. I'm just gonna have to go back to the cross-examination.
You do not have the ability to just see poison now.
And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Ahem. No idea when the poor man burnt his
Blood of Death
hand.
says, what about the bottom?
Some other way of man's life can be taken without leaving a place. Please do show me. Okay. Water.
Yes!
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 What is this? The bottle of water?
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. I don't know why I'm doing British for him, too. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Dr. Inspector Hosonaga looks worried suddenly. Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? I mean, this is wild speculation, but...
Water, water, water.
And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Jezaille Brett, it was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous. To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We're here to determine the truth.
Yeah. If I may, I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack.
Oh, shit.
Oh! Him with the shut up.
It is you
Is she gonna
who should
crack
be
a little bit?
silent. Of course. Dear lady.
Where did that come from? She just snapped. She yelled shut up at him.
I'm afraid I may have
In
spoken
perfect
unfairly
Queen's
before.
English.
I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring to?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particularly point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not.
Nope.
Of course. You did?
Oh, what?
Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And what did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at present time. We can find no trace of
What about
poison
the
of any
ones that aren't
description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency.
What? Are you sure?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! I love that he flies backwards into the stand.
Right? It's pretty good.
I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, my dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I was so sure.
This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he were poisoned. You tell me, man.
Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution has asserted, a shot to the chest from the gun is the only conceivable cause of death.
Why did the bullet not go through the body if it was fired point blank?
In this country. It's the only way to be immersed. You have to pronounce bottle of water the British way. It's the only way to be immersed. I like to slap them all so hard, I agree. I've never
really
desired to
bad.
slap game characters quite this well. Or quite this much.
Right.
Yeah, this lady's pretty infuriating. She is very, very Dahlia, isn't she?
A little bit.
It's unfortunate. Unfortunate thing to be. Anyways,
Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding the weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
This court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience that has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no! I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point?
Kazuma?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ryounosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
This is a different tone. Oh shit!
How'd she do that?
Nope.
Oh! Oh, it's her! She's serious now. Please, wait.
Isn't that...
What's the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding into the proceedings. Sasato Mikoto, judicial assistant to the defense.
Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. To be continued.
Oh! Leaving us on the cliffhanger.
Right now!
Oh!
It's a gun.
It's a gun. Oh my gun!
God, I hope so. That would make it so much
We
fun,
can rest
wouldn't it?
assured Aochi's lineage will continue the tradition of bootlicking.
And that's the end
Get
of the
laid
game.
so consistently. Hey, bootlicking must work at some point, Blood Adept.
22nd November,
some
1:14 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom number 2.
I'm glad that this very impactful moment had me like doing my fucking stupid, really quiet voice. I'm glad. Also, I think I bottle of water. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm
water.
catching up on chat.
Right,
Bottle of
right.
water. I got a little distracted. All right, I think I'm all caught up. I mean, that's their trick to it, Licky Boot. I mean, someone's got to get turned on by bootlickers, right?
That's it,
Right?
presumably.
Surely. Somewhere in the world. Anyways.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense. But why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assessment, and a woman no less. The rules state
Whoa.
that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
I forgot we were in the past. Yes, I fully understand. I am discovered I have some vital evidence that I must hand over your defense.
Oh my god.
Ha! You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded.
Can you actually tell I'm speaking?
A little bit.
Like, just barely. Perfect. That's what I'm going for.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency... But, Ma... It's just my bird.
It's just my butt. I am most grateful.
We're gonna have 3 people on the bench now? Hell yeah. Who
Oh
exactly
my god,
are
there's
you?
so many people here. I'm sorry, there's no time. Please simply accept this for now.
What is it, a report about something? Written in English?
You know, it's one of the main characters, Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Steven didn't stop me from doing very quiet voice. It's their fault, frankly.
In my defense, I didn't think it would be so quiet.
Oh, fine. You want me to be less quiet than that? Is that good for you?
Somewhat. Audible would be nice.
Fine. It's Jezaille Brett's research.
The English woman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory. How's this? Is this loud enough for you?
That's fine.
Yeah. Bitch. I went... Oh yeah, she was a medical student. She probably made a poison.
Yeah.
Invented her own goddamn poison. Wild. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory, medical faculty, and borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know.
I can't read.
I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh. No, of course not. You weren't here.
Special characteristics of curare? I'm gonna go with curare.
Sure.
Curare and its effects on human subjects.
Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
Thanks, Blood Adept. It's the same voice I do for the judge in the other games, too.
It's really
Except
good.
more legible. In the other
Somewhat.
games, I do the same, essentially the same voice, but more like I have a mouthful of gravel because the judge is old.
Sounds more like this.
Right.
And it kills me every time. Anyways. There was too little time for me to read in detail. But I've summarized what I could with a note just inside the cover. If you think it would be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful, thank you. Jezaille's report has been entered into the court. I would like to read that immediately, please.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
Thank you.
I'm never coming back.
I mash RB.
Cuts to Cosma. Cosma's... What? Ryounosuke, did you hear what she said? I
Any
was
of it.
pretending.
Synopsis: a poison
Now
made from the
remember,
bark
don't-
of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effect:
Now, Steven,
instant
remember, when you leave this menu,
Let
you
you
can't immediately skip the text, because I need to read it. I'm okay with you opening the menus when my text appears, but you have to let me read it afterwards.
Instant paralysis
Yes,
of the
yeah.
entire body and subsequent death even in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Oh, so it can't be ingested?
No, it just says enters the body.
Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest causes a full result of full-body paralysis must first be found or patients would die of suffocation.
It doesn't say that it can't be ingested.
I
That would
suppose.
be in entering the human body.
True.
Though, yes,
It
the
does
example
specify
given
a
is
wound,
more,
which
sounds
is
more
weird.
like a... Yeah, it sounds like more like a bloodstream thing, but
Yeah.
I assume you could it'd still be poisonous if you drank it.
Maybe that's why Hosonaga hasn't instantly died, because he ingested it instead of instead of receiving it into his bloodstream.
Woven entered via a burn?
I don't know.
I don't think that would have done it. Because the burn wouldn't really have exposed that much of like the the blood vessels.
Right, and also the burn would have happened after he were already paralyzed. And
It happened
dead.
after he died, yeah, and or dead.
You've had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer.
Induces instant paralysis. Explains why he didn't scream. So he might have been still alive, I guess, when he got shot if he was just paralyzed.
Right.
I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryounosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett,
Yes, Your Excellency.
are you prepared to eat shit? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
That was not a question.
I'm sorry, I'm doing that thing where I pretend to be polite. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady.
I was trying to be polite, but in my position as the person in charge here, I'm going to have to ask you to fucking stay.
Yeah, he's really good. I like this judge. I like the normal judge too, obviously, but like this guy, top notch.
This judge has got a spine.
So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Yes!
Yes. Miss Jezaille Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison. What?
Poison! What are you going with this, counsel?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
What complete and utter nonsense! Curare, you say? I never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done. You
What do you
wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
Wouldn't have. I mean, you. Neither. I don't know.
That was a weird.
I mean
weird
that you
sentence.
wouldn't have. You wouldn't have heard of curare before for one simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country.
It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What?
Person. Hashtag called it. It means we're making bullshit fest right now.
Also, order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to the report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. He claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Once again, he looks worried.
Trumpery! These aspirations are utter trumpery! What does that mean? To start off with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and other diners would surely have noticed.
Nope.
Nope.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there'd be no visible signs of pain at all.
From, say, having their hand on a hot plate for 3 seconds. How terrible.
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. With a chair under for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the patient or the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration? Breathing, Ryounosuke, breathing.
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation.
Ugh.
And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was sleeping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
My god, Ouchie said something true for once.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. Ahem, if I may. All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught some manner. It is you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act.
Oh, excuse you. Excuse me, ma'am. That's not... Excuse me, ma'am.
You understand
What?
This is a murder trial, right?
You know how this... Do you know what's happening here? Kazuha's... Sorry, I'm catching up on chat again. He'll
Yep.
picture Edgeworth, but he does the Edgeworth finger thing before. He does do that. Manfred also does it, though, so I guess that's learned. Sorry, I'm assuming things that would make sense to me. Ah, the glass may have had it. Interesting.
Yeah, that would be why she took it away from the scene, I assume. Sorry, I had something in my eye for a second there.
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstance of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan it's breaking the rules.
What's so funny?
Excuse me? Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
She's gonna drink from it, isn't she?
Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
She's gonna glug it down. Oh my god, he's doing the pour!
That's incredible.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Sorry?
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers!
Yeah.
Wait, what are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair.
She's not gonna drop to
Goodness.
It's
Whatever is the
probably
matter?
the
You all look
butler.
quite stunned.
So, no curare. The bottle was clean, is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my
she
research
sucks.
so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
This doesn't make any sense. There had to have been poison in the bottle. How did she swallow the whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can't have been. Because otherwise she would have keeled over dead.
Come on, Ryounosuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains no poison. It can't.
Contains
because
no poison.
It can't, because otherwise she'd be
Can't,
dead.
'cause otherwise
As
she'd
I
be
thought,
dead.
there is no poison in that bottle.
What? Why, Ryounosuke?
Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes is in need of a good staining, until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world.
Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent?
That was a guileless ending to a promising
Oh.
line of inquiry, Counsel.
So
okay,
it does contain
we were
poison.
wrong. So there,
All right. I'm confused then. Does she have the antidote?
I
in
guess.
hers?
Or is she just immune to it?
She's built up an immunity. It's the perfect crime.
The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water, is what I meant to say. The defense refuses to change its position.
You're serious?
Objection!
Can I look at the details of the poison? Oh, I think I was right then. If it's that, because then I guess it does have to be ingested then, or it can't be ingested. It has to be through a wound. So what was
So the-
because
so-
shit, dude, because he was at a dentist appointment. His mouth was all fucked up.
Oh! He had a mouth wound.
Fool, are you
We're so
blind?
stupid.
There's no possible
so
way that
dumb.
bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it.
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court records somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Yes!
The poison report.
It's like Goku
The answer
bored
to
now
this
for
riddle
fight moment.
is right here in Miss Brett's own research paper. That's not a valid explanation. No?
You're boring me. It's making me bored.
After
Go
all-
on, piano recital boring.
We don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. The impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes.
Yeah. Technically, no, she'd be dying. It takes minutes for oxygen deprivation. Yeah, she would. It would take
She
her a
has
while
been-
to die, but she would,
has been talking
She would have
this
been
whole
like
time.
paralyzed. Yeah. But no, it's because of the wound thing. You're right, Steven. It does need
Yeah.
to be introduced to the bloodstream. So did she know that he was going to the dentist or coming back from the dentist?
I don't
She
know.
must have, right?
I assume, or else
Because
why would
otherwise-
she have poisoned the water? Why would she have poisoned the water?
Then how does the gun work into this? Why did he end up getting shot? That's just like a cover up?
I assume.
I'm confused by those last few threads. They don't make sense. They don't make sense yet.
I'm assuming what happened
We
is
can't
that she had a spare gun somewhere, or because there had to have been a gun because he was shot, unless something else made
Yeah.
a loud banging noise. But we don't know of anything else.
Well, there was a gun there. Ryounosuke
Yeah.
picked up a gun.
Right.
Someone brought a gun.
The gun was bait. I know the gun was bait. The gun was bait, so when
Right.
whoever it was reached for the gun, the other person would shoot Dr. Wilson.
Yeah. That's that's the part that's a little confusing. I guess they'll explain it soon though. But
I assume.
we should do a song, a big song and dance number to explain how the poison works. Yeah, rah rah.
It
It's a
enters through the
poison
bloodstream.
go,
And Dr.
Stupid.
Wilson was at the dentist earlier that day.
Damn. We're gonna make a killing off of
That's all I got.
what would they call something that it'd be one of those plays, one of those musicals that has the title that's like one word, colon, and then like a description, you know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be like curare.
A terrible poison.
A terrible Amazing.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You'll direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Oh shit. What
I can check.
practical applications, right? Oh, okay, good.
Under special characteristics, route of entry.
Oh no, special characteristics. Yes, okay.
It's like, I can check, don't worry.
Curare.
We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Curarius.
Oh, counsel. Oh, counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of arrows that they shoot at whatever the prey they're hunting.
Oh, we've been led to believe.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point,
Oh,
please.
and if you ate it, it would be not
But-
good.
If they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, counsel. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say?
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza
Like
pie,
a
that's
big pizza pie.
curare.
That's curare. Curare, the musical. We'll make millions. Millions! We'll have to cut Mulligan in on it, technically. Damn.
Not if we kill him.
Through moon.
I have the perfect
Oh,
weapon.
what if we...
I have the perfect
I
weapon.
have the perfect idea!
We'll shoot him with a gun.
Amazing.
We'll make
And
sure
then we'll
he gets
poison him.
We'll make sure he has a dentist appointment. We'll set up a whole elaborate murder scheme.
Hey,
He'll
Mulligan.
drink the poison to water. Mulligan, turn off your ears for a second. Then
Mulligan, stop listening and
We'll
also
throw-
continue to eat candy.
we'll throw a gun on the floor
Like a lot
near
of it.
Mulligan's dead body after he's already been poisoned, so that when he picks it up, we can shoot it. We can shoot him, and then we'll just blame it on some schmuck that
Yes,
happened to be walking
yes.
by. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yes, it's amazing. Can we get Swissy into the restaurant around the same time?
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. I think.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, clearly that would be the person to go for.
Yes, of course.
Madness.
Anyway, yeah, I think.
Anyways. Anyways.
You can turn your
Through
ears back
moon,
on,
you
Mulligan.
say? I see. That makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... What?
Oh, it's a
Rapscallion?
live swan.
Why is it a live swan?
Well, Ryounosuke, it turns out that's a live swan. You're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly... Oh. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy.
Do you see how her mask got, like, longer somehow?
Yeah, it did. It's expanding.
Longer and more evil?
I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish? How dare you?
Law?
As even your brain has managed to deduce curare is safe to ingest, it seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric sucus.
Suckers. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Ah! We've already figured that out. It's fine.
That's right!
We're already on that point.
Good gracious.
That's basic science, science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
Order! Order in the court! Order! Logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way.
Or wouldst they? Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, this curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely
I
even a
hate
little
this
cockroach
pose.
like you could understand something as simple as that.
What is this welling up inside me?
It's righteous fury.
I've never felt like
Ride
this
it.
before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Yeah! Objection!
Oh my god, he did it! The boy! Oh my god!
I don't think so, Miss Jezaille Brett.
How
Didn't
dare
say
you use
yes.
that tone with me? You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
Dentist, take that!
Oh, you know how I know how this is pronounced? I just remembered it. Sorry to bring this up right now. I remembered how I know the pronunciation. It's because it's a villain in Batman Beyond.
Incredible.
I,
Oh, so this is a real poison?
Anyway.
I thought they made it up.
There's a blue-skinned assassin, League of Assassins lady in Batman Beyond. She's in 2 different episodes, I believe. That's named Curare, spelled exactly like that.
Excellent.
And she uses like poison on people, and a sword. That's less relevant though.
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the 2 diners.
A fatal difference.
The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you've just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this. Oh,
Is she
is she breaking?
laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough. What is she? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. And then Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. A blunder?
Alright though. But like when you do it like that, I'm pretty sure they don't need the physical evidence anymore. I think they can just be like, yeah, no, it was her. She just destroyed evidence in front of us. Like on purpose. We all saw her do it.
This is definitely contempt.
Also, I need to catch up on chat. I got really distracted for a second there because the guy was getting spicy.
Because it was
Well, guy is
cool
getting
as
his wisdom
shit.
teeth removed. We have a chance. Ryounosuke, you know what this means, right? If it's a live swan, I can kill it with my sword. We're 4 parallel universes ahead of her. Love that video, by the way, Malwika. Great cartoon. Kinky, I agree. Yeah, says Boker. Great.
It was really
Objection. Mom, get the camera. Excellent. He's gonna transform. He's transforming. Bitch move. I agree again. This is a fucking admission. It big is. It's contempt of court, and you'd be jailed regardless. Alright. Okay, good. Caught up on chat.
Fuck! Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible. At once!
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
Alright.
How
But
could
here's a thought though, real quick.
You won't get away with this.
Real quick though, if there's a carpet there, it's called you wring out the carpet. I don't like what is. Does she know how absorbing liquid works?
You can
You
thump
just
the bench
take
and
the
shout as
carpet
much
and
as
you
you
go-
like, little boy.
Squish.
Yep. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there was a poison in the bottle, or not.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, yeah, she's
of course.
incredible.
You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
She is incredibly racist, though. She's
Yeah.
called the Japanese language just like ugly and terrible many times to their face.
And barbaric.
Yeah.
That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No! You killed the victim that day, using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryounosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor. Before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden
Yeah, I agree,
gun,
Blood
you
Adept.
say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryounosuke Naruhodo.
Like, why is Ouchie... So I get that Ouchie's a big bootlicker, you know, big old, likes to slobber on the Dr. Scholes, right, on the Uggs.
Right.
But, like, she literally went unhinged Joker laugh and then picked up
Destroyed
the evidence and
evidence.
destroyed it and said, oops, you can't prove it now, idiots. And he's like, yeah, see, exactly. You can't prove it. It's like, what?
I don't know.
Why are you siding with her? What's his fucking deal?
I don't
What a
know.
little shit. What if I was in this court? I would be arrested very quickly because I would assault him with my fist. I would punch him until one of us went down.
Check the tablecloth for gunpowder or gunshot residue. Well, I mean, he was shot point blank in the chest. There's powder burn. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryounosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on.
Aw, dude, does this fool have photographic memory? That'd be cool as shit.
I hope so.
Well, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
What I saw, what I felt.
No, this isn't the
Every
kangaroo
color.
court now. Is this gonna turn into color? That'd be
There's
so.
blood.
Oh!
There was blood on it.
Oh! That means he was shot while facing her.
Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? There's a clue. What do you mean there's nothing?
There's a
It's
clue.
right there. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
Yeah, kangaroo court just means like. I believe when I looked it
If
up,
it's got
once
powder
because of the
ruins,
Capital
Ryounosuke
City
wasn't
song.
within a foot. Yeah, but they don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about that. When I was looking up Kangaroo Court because of the song Kangaroo Court by Capital Cities, they're
Right.
basically saying that they're like sort of impromptu courts where there are these traveling judges who would like go and just like hop from court to court and just try to clear as many cases as possible. So this isn't quite that, because this is like Supreme Court. This is just more political theater court. But we still have a chance. The court of public opinion, basically. Yes. Haha. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryounosuke? Come on, then. Let's wipe that smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... It's... yeah.
Blood?
The blood.
Take that!
Take that! Inspector Hosanaka, answer me this! Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Attention!
Wait a minute, where are you going with that? Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Yeah.
plan
Shit, yeah.
The plan, Malaga, is to just go for the regular time. Ah!
We're just doing long stream.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Jezaille Brett.
I beg your pardon?
Attention!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expecting to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
Hold it! Oh,
What was that?
Oh, it was him,
Hosonaga?
I guess. This
He's gonna be like, oh yeah.
could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did
Dude,
what?
this guy's wild.
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating.
I took everyone's steak.
And I did it all in the name of justice.
Look at him.
Then we can find
What
out
a
for
guy.
sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now!
Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table. Immediately!
Yes, sir! No, it's fine. He just took it. Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't!
Quickly, Inspector! The blood man! Show the court!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
What the fuck?
What? No blood. No blood anywhere. But
This is the wrong steak, then,
no,
right?
that's impossible. This case is so long. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. Oh, did he wipe it up with his fucking towel? It was right there on the table by the projector. There was blood on the side of the plate.
Bruh.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ah.
Wow.
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
No, it was partially in the picture.
Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempted courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Blade of steak has been added to the court record. I would love to. Please give me the chance. Was the blade I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? Look at it, 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 look at it.
Look at it.
Flip it around.
There's something.
What the fuck?
The
Huh?
coin! Yeah! It's the wrong plate! That's the collector
what in
guy's
the world
coin!
Is this? Oh my god, you're right.
His old Hoei coin! Yeah, that means this is the steak the soldier was eating. I think it's a Koban coin. A hallmark from the Hoei area.
No, I don't
Yeah,
mean
I
what
believe.
is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban?
Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This is the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban.
I've heard pearls before swine, but I've never heard bullion and bullion.
And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means...
The soldier was trying to steal it from the collector guy and hid it under his steak, which means this isn't the same steak. Because the dude said he took the other plate too, remember?
Right. This is it now. I've lost.
Ryounosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Hmm? This court case is really long.
Yeah.
'Cause this has been,
It's
what,
good,
3
though.
streams now? It's been like, so 5 to 6 hours we've been on this so far. That's crazy long.
Oh, that's
for
maybe
one-
a little generous, but it's at least 4 hours.
Right.
Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what.
Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should.
Well,
at
yeah, both
least
steaks were
examine the
partially
evidence for
eaten.
myself. Right.
Well, the doctor wasn't eating at any point because he had his molar out, but the Jezaille had ordered a steak and partially eaten it.
Right.
I still don't know why the doctor ended up in her chair. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Or if, I think maybe it was just rearranged to make it look like she hadn't been there. Remember?
Ah, yes, that's it. Because the police did cover.
The police were like,
cover
make,
up part.
the police were like, hey, make sure no one look what's here. Wink.
Wink.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way,
It's a little drawn out. They could have.
They could have cut the entire
Well, let's
thing
see.
with the other 2 dudes and this point of it, but
Yeah, they could have just
if they were
had
going
the
to
plate
adapt
had the
this
blood
into an
on it.
anime, I assume they would have just taken this part out entirely.
I didn't mind the other characters necessarily because they were how we knew that there was, like, so they had been talked to.
Right.
I feel like we could have cut out part of Jezaille's thing somewhere.
Right.
I'm just not
Like,
entirely sure exactly.
It doesn't feel like it's overstaying its welcome, but it's just like because they're being paid per word.
they could have cut a little bit and made it a little bit more streamlined, but I don't
fine.
think it's too. I don't think it's too much filler arc in the manga.
Yeah, it's real good.
I presume any further examination of the evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection
That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There is another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination than this trial. Ran out of breath.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense. You will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found?
Under the beef. Huh? What in the world is this?
I think it's a Koban coin.
No, we already did. No, I
The
don't mean
hallmarks
what is
from
it.
the-
I mean, what's
oh.
it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yeah, we already did this. Oh, it looks to be in good condition.
Did we do it too early or something?
And this isn't the first time today that there's been talk. Yeah, we looked at it before we were supposed to, I guess. Bullion and bullion. I don't think you ever will again. This is so weird. Okay, yeah, we had to do that in order to reveal the coin.
I certainly never expect to find a precious coin under this thick cut of meat.
Maybe knowing the characters, like, yeah, I know, I really want to meet Herlock Sholmes, is the thing.
It's from the Hoei tune. Well, this is still retread.
It's well marinated in juices as well, look.
What, are you thinking of eating it?
No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's gonna be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize.
I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryounosuke.
Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Is there... What am I supposed
it's
to
the
be
coin.
looking for? Yeah, it's. I clicked on
You
the
click the coin again.
I have to hit present. I'm a moron. Got it.
Good gracious, that's...
A Koban? What on earth? A Hoei era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant of the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been the careless mistake by a chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
No.
What?
It's a Koban or a
Excuse me?
Hoei coin.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoei Koban just appears to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to this case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right, it can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency,
Yes, Counsel.
a rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up on my lawyer job right now.
Objection!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yes,
Call
it's
in the
obvious.
chef.
There's only one
Yes.
person it can belong to. The owner of the
Correcto.
Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is...
Or whatever his name was.
It was... Curio
Curio, correct.
Curator.
Curio collector.
Yeah. Correcta. I keep on saying correcta for some reason. Yeah.
Correcta.
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and the owner of Ryounosuke, Ryounosuke-san. As in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, it's ridiculous, chap. These ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Bulbul.
Ah, yes! The old man who testified alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. He was looking for it on the floor.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for a treasure. Indeed, the Huera Koban, my prized coin.
And this Hoya Koban, do you mean to tell me?
No, please, why would Koryuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense!
Yes!
Yes! Which is why
would
I'm
make no
asking to
sense
bring
if that was true.
Koryuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer! Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back here. Without a moment's delay.
There's gonna be 4 people on the stand now, that's crazy. I can't believe we come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Give me all the dipshits, yeah!
Oh my god! This is cursed! It just keeps panning! Oh, fuck. What was I doing for this guy again?
It's kind of a military voice.
Like, military-ish? No.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again?
That?
There it is. Roughly that.
Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Heido?
Now, I'm gonna have to
Hello?
remove that again later because I just technically added permitted term filthy Japanese men to allow that comment to go through. I'll go ahead and fix that again later, but like...
Oh my god, Mulligan. Surrounding this room with those... I mean, you're not you are quoting, so...
It's fine.
When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Be that may, corrector son. Something has come up to light that requires your clarification. As far as for your stay memory serves,
Yes, that's it. The one, the very one, the exact one that it is.
That knife just landed in his fucking shoe, by the way.
Look at how distraught the baby is.
The resplendent, splendiferous Hawaii treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
It can't be.
As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure?
Wait, did you read
Where was it
Kazuma's
dropped?
line? Kazuma's
I-
line just now?
I don't think so. Did he have a line?
Oh, okay.
I
No,
thought
sorry,
Naruhodo
I
was
wasn't.
just like exactly.
Oh, okay.
No,
I think
I'm
you're
not
right.
sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Someone concealed my Hawaii treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing! Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course.
Let's see. Just man, standing people in Alma's badge feel bad for
Like
terms.
3DS
Do you wish to add
capabilities.
this to the midterms list? Yeah, handling 4 models at the same time. Whoa!
That's crazy.
It was funny to watch it pan across that. Alright, caught up. Here's okay, caught up.
Proceed, Inspector Hosanaka.
I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. Look at him sweating over there.
Look
A
at
number of
him.
such evidence have been
He
reported
knows.
to the police bureau.
Wicked crimes indeed.
We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seemed likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
So unbeknownst to us, there is a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kodakuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What?
What?
Yeah, he was disguised as a waiter, blood adept.
Yes.
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who was the despicable scoundrel that stole Kodakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak?
I mean,
Yes and no, sir.
Take that! Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Yesanosa.
what?
What?
How?
How?
Oh.
How dare you? You monster!
Monster?
I stole that Koban, didn't I? I'm the master thief of Le Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Ido!
Oh my god.
Ido's the mastermind behind all this!
Excuse me? You
Remember when
would
we
push the
said the
blame for
baby
your
did it?
crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. God, I want the baby to not actually be a baby so badly right now.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Clippity cop, clippity cop, clippity cop, clippity cop, clippity cop. Gah!
Here it comes.
Oh my god.
What? What's happening? I need a second to process all that.
He's got a Waluigi mustache now.
Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Yesanosa, prepared to stand down in Supreme Court, sir.
I just want to correct myself. It's a Wario mustache, and I know some people who are pedantic and shitty would be annoyed about that.
Don't trust babies. They're masters of lies and deception.
Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays to those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I've heard it's hard for low-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes? All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chopping my way through a good steak at the same time.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable.
And your target that day was this old man in his Koban.
Yes, sir. It was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
Bye.
Yes.
Yes, when the professor
When
was
the
shot.
professor was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too.
Well, no, he's a baby.
No, because he's a baby.
So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping I'd be able to rendezvous with it at a later date.
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett?
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The theft of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it?
Ido finishes of senses may provide her to be in prison.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but they probably had some sort of half-baked orphanage system back in late 1800s.
they just hand him a
Japan,
sword and
I'm
send
sure.
him on his way. He's a traveler now.
I mean, it was probably a bad orphanage system if I had to guess, but technically
Probably
one.
existed.
A real Oliver Twist scenario is my interpretation. Oh, perfect sentence here.
Oof.
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Very well. Now questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered. I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone.
Can we hit
Are
her
you
with
gonna
the
do?
And good day.
Can't you just hit her with a what? A stop? Ryounosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hit her with the objection.
Hold it!
Hold it! Oh, that works too. Wait, Miss Brett!
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryounosuke?
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
But she
And
was
as for
saying it was
picking up
her
your
plan.
steak with biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Oh, shit. Hold on, real quick. She did not cut that fucking meat. Wait,
No, yeah,
then-
there's just a bite mark taken out of it.
then
wait.
why? But why is... Because it
So
looks
this
like
is
there's
the
stuff
same
on the
plate.
knife. Yeah. What? Did he take a
Wait.
picture of the wrong fucking table?
What the fuck is happening?
Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. Oh, sorry.
If Miss Brett's words are truly contradictory, where's the evidence to prove it?
Take that!
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
Oh, she switched the plates.
Yeah.
What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Just what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course
You know
she
the
did.
way
She's a
English
refined
people
English
ate
gentlewoman
for
herself.
hundreds of years.
Then take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Oh,
Oh, ow!
Oh!
ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Of course, dear lady.
God, what a bitch.
Right?
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers?
Clearly the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Ryounosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Yes, for once. Yes, now at last it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. What exactly are you suggesting it tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Oh.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been... what?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
Oh, that's what his objection sounds like. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about the whole affair?
Well, it's gotta be Hosonaga, right?
Yeah,
Take
right?
that!
Take that! The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it. Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No. I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this stake with the teeth marks.
Yes?
Because you brought it up. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Korakuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
Now watch it, Cadet. I'm a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
And Shun. Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier of the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to go ask some foreign general if she'd mind me manhandling her meal or hide something in it.
In other words, the steak the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Attention!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table. Objection. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Sure.
Of course. Whatever you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
say
whatever,
there,
man.
lady. I like that he's like, yeah, sure, fucking, who cares? Not me.
Not me. Not I.
Not I. Not I.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over. Oh, it makes more sense if he switched it, actually.
Huh?
You did switch the plates.
Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hit the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet he was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance.
Push.
Push the baby.
With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
I'm very fast, ma'am. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There's no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable.
Look at all these fucking dumbasses in this corner.
It's just, there's so many
However-
of them.
So many of them, dude.
However, fear not, Prosecutor Son.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons on my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
Yes! So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Ah! That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Yeah! This is a good theme. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat, it can't have the slightest bearing on this case. Objection! Oh, that was him.
No, you're not wriggling your way out of this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Ah!
Yes, sir! The
He's so
power pose
excited.
is very good. I can see it from here. Sorry for keeping you.
Oh, look, hey,
Here's
look
the
at
other
the
steak in
blood.
this plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
I mean,
And it was cut with a knife.
this
The blood
one's
stain.
pretty clear, no?
It's clearly visible. Look! Yes! Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
Ah! It can't be! In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Jezaille Brett. It's you! That's a powerful point. Are we gonna see your breakdown now, please?
Yeah, is it, please?
I want it so bad. I
Please?
wanted to involve the goose.
Please, I want it.
Oh.
Oh, the swan's concerned.
Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No. No. No.
I don't know if it's just you, but I can feel her about to, like, say a slur. I know she won't, but I can feel that she wants to.
Right?
Is
Yeah!
the hat just gonna go away?
Ah!
Why are there chickens? Excuse me?
Ah!
Oh. I
Please
don't.
excuse
Hang
my-
on, Steven.
Yeah, no, hold
Pause.
on. I'll let you.
Give me a moment. I request respectfully that I get a minute here to think about what I've just seen. So the swan
I can't breathe.
started freaking out, and then she started freaking out, which launched a series of chicks everywhere that are now on all of the court
Just
tables
around
and
everywhere.
benches.
Just around.
And then she fell to the floor, and then briefly ascended to heaven.
I love Ace Attorney, dude.
And that just happened in front of me.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure.
Oh my god.
Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth, this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose.
Hi, it's me.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment.
Plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know what the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of the curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right, there were two guns.
Well, yeah.
Yay, yes! And then I finished my coffee
Why-
and I got up to leave.
Why do you always say yes? Like,
Yes.
that's not...
It's hard
That's not
it's hard to get
British.
into the British accent in one word. Especially one word where none of the vowels sound all that different. That's
True.
when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. She's little John. And then as you bent down to pick it up, bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around.
Because of course. You need to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun.
Are we gonna get to see her eyes at any point, or no? No. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Okay. Your Excellency,
Yeah, yes?
I wonder... Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. No!
What?
You tried very hard to get me convicted for murder.
We still never found out why she wanted to kill the professor.
No. That also.
And what was it? Probably something to do with like their research together.
I guess.
Maybe she wanted all the credit or something.
It's-
A
must be
classic,
some-
you know.
I guess it'll be something like that, right?
It's just a prank, bro.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be. Takatsuchi Aoshi does not lose. Not the likes of this rookie student.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ah! Ryounosuke Naruhodo? What, yes? This insult to the Aoshi family name will never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Yo, did Kazuma just okay boomer this guy? Oh! Oh my god. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchie clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
Yeah! That's really good.
That was incredible. Holy shit. Also, I would assume, or I hope at least, Blood Adept, that she's being escorted by, you know, guards. Like the officers of the court. This is a great court, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Any court that doesn't allow you to do that, terrible, shitty court. Bad court. Bad court.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in this country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryounosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it's only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world.
Ouchie will now flee to America and change his name to Pain.
But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asuke.
Yes.
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
I understand.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Ah, never mind.
As for you, Ryounosuke Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward.
Sorry, let me try again.
I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
By new procedures, do you mean an old man that's gonna take a long time to make a bathroom alibi and use his diplomatic immunity to murder someone? By new procedures, do you mean... that, like, 200 years from now, somebody's gonna interview a parrot on the stand in this very court?
Can you picture, Judge, if you will, in the far future when we can investigate and interrogate clowns?
Thank you, Your Excellency.
It's time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryounosuke Naruhodo, not guilty.
Wait, Judge, can you imagine a future where the evidence of crime hinges on a blue bastard?
That fucking blue bastard. I hate that hedgehog thing.
It's so bad.
This court is now adjourned.
We did it. 22nd November, 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's antechamber. 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial.
Ryounosuke! You finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma.
No, it was a pleasure to watch you work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on University Street. Don't forget.
Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off, I assume. Oh, no, okay.
Nope.
You were wrong. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence.
I still can't hear you. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know.
No, I didn't do anything.
Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. I'd be getting executed tomorrow.
Your kind words should really be from your father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Yes, of course.
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense.
Speaking of Mikotoba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right.
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson.
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together?
I've never heard you mention that before.
Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asugi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law.
Colonialism.
Colonialism, imperialism, murdering natives.
The whole 9 yards.
It's the best in everything, including the bad things. Watch and learn, my
Sure,
boy.
though,
See what's
sure.
happening in the world's largest melting pot. And of course, invading
will.
foreign lands.
I will learn all I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asugi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go.
I'm pretty sure this is before World War II.
It is. 100%. This is in like the early 1900s to probably the late 1890s, somewhere in there.
Right.
And cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes.
That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Jezaille Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do
She
you
got
mean?
off scot-free.
Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all.
Nope.
She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Jezaille Brett will not appear in court again in this country, I'm certain of that. What? Why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction, says someone. Oh, it's you.
Somebody. Oh, it's you.
Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate... But what's all this about consular jurisdiction?
Oh, what's all this
We
then?
cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice?
British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
But why a consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the Friendship Treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that.
Oh, can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case for a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. Okay, yes, 1900s. One day I have no doubt that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor...
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryounosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
In that case, might I suggest Le Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. So I guess the coughing up blood thing is completely unrelated?
It's irrelevant. It's just a thing he likes to do.
You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To Le Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Of course! Le Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruto-san's release.
Oh, yes, thank you. Wait, does that mean I don't get to go to my own party? So Jezaille Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. I bet we will by the end of the game. Kazuma?
Yes, Ryounosuke.
I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense work was all your own.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that.
Eh?
To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help but thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
What? Come on, be serious.
I helped you today. It was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean that's the point?
Listen, Ryounosuke. do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
Knowledge of the law?
No.
Don't be stupid.
The ability to believe.
To believe? To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe them at all times.
Oh, these games were written as like 2 games for the same like plot, so I guess some stuff will be in the second game. Nice. Like you believed in me
Cool.
when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth.
Someone in your family may have that sometime later, but
They may have some sort of Magatama or something stupid, but that's bullshit.
some weird rock that lets them see when people are lying.
But you have to make a choice about what to believe in. Stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then. Well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
Believing in your client.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real-life experience, but you never stopped believing in me.
Well,
You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me.
thanks,
Believe in the
Kazuma.
me who believes in you.
Yeah, basically, huh?
There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryounosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is... Oh, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go!
Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating victory right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Ah, yes, that too.
That thing that I will definitely be doing and not telling you to do. Wink. Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, 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 wink. Wink, 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 big, big wink.
Big, big wink.
Large.
Camera doesn't like it when I wink. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Suzato-san, who acted as my assistant, kind of,
Sort of.
Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would
He was
change
never
my
used to-
life. End.
So do you think Cosmo's just gonna ask us and we say yes, or do you think Cosmo's gonna be like, please do this, and then we're gonna go no, and then he's gonna fucking die?
It's an excellent question. Okay, so what I'm gonna see here is I'm gonna see if a cutscene plays to give us a little teaser for, I mean, I don't know, probably not like tomorrow, but like Monday maybe, or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Episode 2, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Give me a cutscene, please.
He's the one who had conclusive evidence.
He is the one who had the conclusive evidence.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and
Show.
I waited, bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band.
Hey, baby girl,
I
a
believe
lisp
this
in your ear.
is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder.
Yeah.
Its fangs bared as it
Yeah.
flattened.
Oh,
I
I
thought
could
it
tell
might
just
be.
from the... Yeah,
Like, from
I
the
could tell
pros.
just from, like,
Terrible
from the
speckled
pros that it
band
was
I had ever seen.
definitely just an actual excerpt, but they replaced Sherlock with... Or,
With
yeah,
the
they
Holmes with
replaced
Sholmes.
Holmes with Sholmes and Watson with Wilson.
On board the steamship Buria. Or... Oh, hold on, is the cutscene not over? Oh, nope, guess not.
Here he
Let
is.
us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do
Yeah,
tell.
Kaz was dead.
The cabin
Oh,
door
no.
was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
What the fuck is that weird double revolver he has? What?
It's his science gun.
Oh my
Just
god.
prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture.
Yeah, this guy fucking slaps.
What have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Whoa!
Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Why is Heavy
Ah,
here?
yes, the locked
I don't
room,
know.
But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Why is Susato
Who
British?
are you, and where
I
have
don't
you
know.
come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective.
Oh, also that's
the only one
Hosonaga.
in the world.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes. I presume.
Sherlock Sholmes.
Hi.
Is it
It's
Ryounosuke?
Of course it is.
Hey.
My head is throbbing, and we're gonna stop there.
Did he get clonked out and put in the cabinet?
Actually, I'm gonna save this in a different slot so we can reload at the start of the cutscene for next time. I just wanted the fun teaser.
Why?
I
You
don't
want to we're gonna replay the I mean, it is a good
No.
cutscene though. I like all his improbable gadgets.
know. Did you notice that that gun had two different barrels on it?
Yes, it did.
Why?
Did you notice how he
so
put
what
a
end?
vial in it?
I did. Did you
Do you
notice
notice how
I
nothing
think
about
he-
that made
Did
any
you
sense?
notice how I think he took a picture with his goggles and then printed it out?
It printed it out of his like butt pack. Yes, I did.
I'm so looking
He's
forward
very
to
cool.
Sherlock Sholmes.
I'm torn about whether I like or hate that his name is Sherlock Sholmes.
It's
I don't really know how to feel about it.
ask the Doyle estate.
Yeah.
Tell them for not ever releasing.
Well,
the rights to their
anyways.
shit, despite the fact that the man has been dead for like 100 years or some shit now. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back probably Monday with something. I don't know. Yeah, have a good night.
Who can say?
Bye.
Bye.